The age-old question is like how to actually get clients for your agency. And like there are many courses, like there are many people that are gonna take money out of your pocket in order to show you the secret way of how to actually get clients for your agency fast. And I think as we built like Flow Ninja to like more than 30 plus team members, like at the time of you watching the video, maybe even more than that. And we were working with pretty big clients and like we're constantly getting new leads. And I think that I have a pretty unique view on doing this. I mean, like if you want to do the agency business, like for the long run to actually look at it as a real business, it's going to take way more than that. And like you're going to need to have a completely different perspective than maybe many of these gurus are telling you online. A little bit more about me. I'm the founder and CEO of Flow Ninja, and over the years we've worked with many different clients like upwork.com, checkout.com, etc. Well, we help them realize ideas faster and better by leveraging Webflow. And I've actually had like full-time roles. Before jumping into the Webflow agency game, I've had 3 full-time roles. And I'm going to be kind of leaving that there and like later in the video, showcasing you why that is really important. I mean, like before jumping in, like we've actually spent $0 on paid advertising since day one at Flow Ninja. And even though like currently this is our 4th year running, like you can see the timestamp of the video, like it's going to probably be more than that like later on. But we've spent $0 on advertising. Until recently, we haven't done social, we haven't done kind of any crazy SEO campaigns. We haven't done like cold email outreach and stuff like that. And like we're doing those and like those things are getting us great results. And I'm not saying those are not going to get you great results, but I feel like if you're building a business, like an agency specifically for the long run, getting started with these is not going to get you like really far. And like it's not going to get the results you actually want to. And then additionally, like we also leverage upwork.com, and it can be a great way for you to actually find clients as an agency in the long run. But again, like it shouldn't be your main focus, and like you should kind of try consider the things I'm just gonna say as a different way, but maybe you're not gonna like what you hear. So the way we got all of our big clients, like the biggest top tier clients, was from recommendations. And the way like everybody usually says, okay, we're getting 60-70% of our clients from recommendations, and nobody actually says how are they getting those recommendations from. And the thing is, all of our recommendations are coming from me actually knowing a lot more people from my full-time roles. So I was working for like a blockchain startup in Lithuania for 2 years as a Webflow developer, designer, and a marketing guy. And like they had around 50 employees, and like with that network, like over 100 people. And like everybody from there actually knew me. He's the Webflow guy, he's the design guy, he's the marketing guy, because I was always business oriented instead of just kind of being technically oriented or like on design development or anything like that. So the moment when I left the company, everybody from there still knew me as the Webflow designer or like the marketing guy. Then I moved to London, where I had a full-time role, like again as a Webflow designer and a developer. And like after 6 months of working there, like I realized, okay, maybe this is the time I want to start running an agency. But again, it was still not the right time. But again, like even at that role, like there were 50 more people who knew me as the Webflow design or like marketing guy. And afterwards, I started working for upwork.com, like the company, not like the platform. I mean, like not on the platform, but for the company itself. Again, I started like developing their marketing pages on Webflow and like also designing them, helping their marketing team, giving them ideas on what we can do. And everybody from the company, and that is like a much broader list of people and like a lot more teams, like more than 50 people, actually knew me as the Webflow guy. And then like, even though like I technically didn't want to work a full-time job, I was working for, let's say, that was almost 3 to 4 years at full-time roles as a Webflow designer or developer before actually committing to the agency full-time and knowing, okay, this is going to be the thing that pushes me forward. When I was working a full-time role for Upwork, I actually still started kind of slowly building the agency below that, but it was still like 3 or 4 person agency, not something kind of crazy big or something like kind of extraordinary, just from referrals I was getting from the Lithuania company, then from the London company also. But again, like it was still not enough. So the moment when the referrals started coming in slowly kind of to the agency, that was the moment where I knew, okay, I can offer to the London company, I'm not going to work with them anymore. Like somebody from my team is going to work. I can offer to Upwork, you know what? I'm starting an agency. Do you want to continue working with us? Like the same level of quality, same everything. I'm going to be the account person, but you're just going to get a lot more because 2 people are going to be working instead of only me, so that we can continue from there. So those were like, let's say, our first clients for Webflow, for our agency. Even though they were full-time roles, I was able to slowly convert them to become our clients because they were always coming back. And then actually how referrals started coming in is when people start leaving the companies you were actually working with. So as like, for example, somebody left Upwork, somebody left Lithuania company or London company or whatever, everybody knew us as the go-to partner. And when they moved roles, they wanted to work with an expert. They wanted to work with somebody that they can rely on. And that's where kind of they started recommending us. We started getting a lot more work. But then again, that process took like, we started an agency like around 2 years, that all of those referrals started piling up for us to actually scale and a lot more and to actually start getting a lot more clients from that. But it's a process. It's not the ideal way. Like nobody's gonna sell you a course on how to run an agency and tell you need to work 2 years for like in a full-time role to get connections, to start knowing people, to meet all of those people in person, so for those people to trust you so that you can convert slowly those people to your clients when they move roles or when you want to convert your full-time position as a client in your agency. And then like with many of those people, like I've became actually friends. So like after becoming friends, I was able to kind of go ahead and kind of do a business development deal with them. So telling them, okay, do you want to actually get like 10-20% out of the project if you recommend it from to me? So I was able to tap into their network. They were able to recommend me some more projects for the agency that were bigger, that were better, without without a hard sales process for us to continue scaling. And then like at the stage of like around 2 years, like that was a year and a half ago, something like that, with this timestamp again, like everything started piling up and we actually started like from like a growth like this, we actually started growing like this. And that's where we were able to invest a lot more in like every other thing. And today we're getting clients from everywhere, not just from recommendations. But until that point, we just didn't have enough time or budget to actually spend on those initiatives. So only after getting like those recommendations set up and like that everything works, like business development managers, one business development manager in-house, and then other business dev managers around the world who are able to recommend us projects before we actually got all that set up, we didn't do anything else. So like it was more, let's deliver the great possible service, because if we deliver a great service, it's going to be a great marketing asset. People are going to ask people around the world who actually did your website, etc., etc. And then with all of that, we started investing in SEO. We started investing even a lot more in our brand, even though that's not a paid advertising. We started a YouTube channel. We started like that was around 2020, something like that. We started posting a lot more on LinkedIn. We started posting a lot more on Twitter and like joining other podcasts so we can tell everybody more about our brand. But that was at a point where we actually knew, okay, we have enough people to fulfill this. We have good processes. We were working on our team. We were working on our culture, and then we're ready to scale. We're ready to do maybe even cold email marketing campaigns, which we're doing at the moment for some of the projects. But all of that was actually much more successful because we have a proof track record of actually working with different clients in the industry, and with different big clients in the industry. So when we send a cold email, it's going to be a much different cold email than if we sent a cold email like in the beginning where we didn't have any track record. I mean, like after setting this up, like after getting like all of the referrals, then getting all the money and then investing it in your brand, like I feel like the brand is going to be the key point for 2020, like 3 and beyond, like into the future. That's where you're going to really come to an invincible stage where your agency is just going to continue growing like on a steady pace. We're going to be getting clients like from referrals, not from referrals, from your social media campaigns and from everything like that. And that's where maybe you're also going to start running paid advertising and like investing back into having a systematic way on how to actually scale businesses. But again, many of those biggest projects are won like at the table, at the dinner table, or something like that, at least from our experience. And like my recommendation for anybody thinking about starting an agency, figure out, okay, did they actually have a full-time role in this kind of position so that I can meet people, I can understand how things works, not only for sales, but for everything else you need to run in your agency, that you can actually understand everything in a much better way and know the processes, know how much you can charge by leveraging the experience from the full-time role. So if you want to listen to me talk a lot more about the topic, you can view our podcast down below, Flow Surge, on Spotify, and listen to me get deeper into the topic, because sometimes we cannot get really deep on YouTube. Or you can view our website, flow.ninja, to view more guides or to become our client if you have a pretty big project or like a project that we can make a business impact together with.